Hello out there, vinyl music community. I hope you're doing well. Today is Saturday, January 8th, 2022. And in about 7 more days will be my birthday. So, looking forward and excited about that. But why I'm back, folks, is I wanted to make this video because yesterday I was reminded, and I did not realize that it has been already 2 years of the anniversary death and passing of one of the most legendary drummers in rock history, and that is Neil Peart. Yes, folks, it's been 2 years. And I remember the day I heard about it was on a Facebook group that I'm in called Prog Collectors, and all these posts were just popping in the group, saying, sad news, rest in peace, Neil Peart, and I was saddened real fast. I did not expect that. I'm a big fan of RUSH. I'm a big fan of Neil Peart, Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, Powerhouse Trio, and there's so many great bands that come out of Canada. There's a lot of even prog bands, and rock bands, and lots of musicians coming out of Canada. And RUSH, one of the great bands in rock and roll music. You have all these rock bands. Let me just see if I can just say this. You have all these great rock bands on this one side: Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Beatles, Rolling Stones, and everybody explains them, right? And goes on and on. Then you look on the other side over in the horizon, and there's RUSH. They're on their own island. They're their own. And you don't hear enough people explaining RUSH or their music. At least I don't. Other than, oh yeah, they're progressive or other. But I'll tell you something, folks. The popularity of RUSH keeps growing. The next generation, there are RUSH fans. The first time I saw RUSH in concert, I was amazed about how many young people, children, were fans of their music. So there's parents like me who are passing the torch to the future RUSH fans to carry that torch. And regardless what you want to say of their music, they have made some of the iconic records of all time. They are excellent, great musicians. I could go on and on, but I just wanted to come on and make this video and just say that I miss Neil Peart. I miss RUSH. And so one other thing that I do want to say is that they're just one of my favorite bands. I really don't know what else to say, because it's just like all these things are coming to my head at the time, and on my head right now, excuse me, and I don't even know where to begin. What part of the book of rock music of RUSH do I start? To say about how I really appreciate and enjoy every album they've made, even through the 80s with the synthesizers. A lot of people, I never stopped being a RUSH fan. I almost had a chance to see them on the Hold Your Fire tour, and they just kept on making albums, and I kept on buying them. I kept on, enjoying them, and the music is just so innovative. They're always reaching for something to make their music grow, to be innovative, to be pioneers of what they do. I don't think there's a genre that they really belong. I think they're their own genre. They're the Rush genre, and no one can be under that. Honestly, it may sound like sarcasm or something, but I mean that's how passionate of a fan that I am. Neil Peart, when I first heard his drumming on an album like 2112, it just blew me away. It was just like, this is unhuman. Is that a person, really? I mean, honestly, I'll never forget how I got into the music of Rush. Back in my time, there were certain grocery stores like Safeway, Kroger, and of course the local grocery stores that were owned by families in Texas. And one of the grocery stores sold records. And I don't have the original copy that my grandparents bought me, but this was the album that I started into the gateway or the doorway, and that is All the World's a Stage, right there. That started it. There was something about this cover that every time I saw it in the grocery store, that I was like saying, that cover speaks. This is a phenomenal band that you're about to listen to, Proghat. That they don't even have, just their equipment alone speaks about what you're going to hear and receive. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense. But such a cool cover. I was drawn to it. I have never heard anything on it at that time. So I asked my grandparents to buy me this. And it was a double record set. And I was blown away when I listened to it. One of the songs that really made me become an instant fan was Bastille, the song that starts off this live album, and then it goes into Anthem. And then of course they do the 2112 whole overture. They do By Tour and the Snow Dog. Fans, you know what this album is about. It's about great delivery of a show right here. These guys are just great musicians at very young ages when they started, and just powerhouse. And were putting these staples into their catalog already. Fly By Night, Lakeside Park. A lot of people I don't know why, but I love that song, Lakeside Park. It's talking about a place, that makes me want to, I don't know if it's still around or exists, but I'd like to visit it. And then, of course, it goes into tunes like the rocking What You're Doing and Working Man, which, they do a Working Man, Finding My Way. But All the World's a Stage is where I just jumped into Rush. And the door opened and on I went. But I just wanted to say that, again, I miss Neil Peart. He was a phenomenal drummer. He was such a great musician. He was the guy that wrote the lyrics. And a lot of songs, I can't think of every one of them, but I liked his lyrics. Sometimes you could identify to something he said in a Rush song, the lyrics he wrote. And they went so good with the music and the vocals of Geddy Lee. I pulled out a couple of I pulled out a couple of my favorite Rush records that I just really think are just great albums. Permanent Waves. Oh yeah, this album right here, you can tell what was about to come next. You can already hear some of, we're going to go, and the next album is going to be Moving Pictures. This is such a good record. One song couple of songs that I really like on this album is Natural Science. I love that song. And Jacob's Ladder. FM Rock Radio did not play those songs. They should have got the same amount of airplay as Stairway to Heaven. Those two songs. Of course, we heard Free Will and The Spirit of the Radio. And that's the one thing I wanted to say too, as I mentioned those two songs. Rush made good live albums. All the World's a Stage, Exit Stage Left, and the One Show of Hands. Those are great live albums. And what you hear on those live records is what you're going to experience and hear when you see them live. I mean, not missing a note, not missing a beat. They bring on the show. When I saw them, and I can't remember the year, when I saw Rush, my mouth just, I don't think it ever stopped. I was in awe. I was emotional, yeah, because I've always wanted to see them, and I was seeing them with my sweetheart, and we just had a great time. I mean, when they did Tom Sawyer, I couldn't even hear Geddy Lee and the band singing that song. I heard hardcore Rush fans singing that song. It was just a great, great show. I remember leaving that show with so much excitement. It was like we were put in a rocket and shot up into space, and we landed on the moon, and we could experience what it was like, and then we came back to Earth, and we didn't really want to come back to Earth. Permanent Waves. Here goes another one. Rush, A Farewell to Kings. Love the album cover. Of course, you know, this is the one that has that song that does get a lot of airplay, and that's Closer to the Heart. But the side one is my favorite side. One of my favorite sides of my favorite side of this album. Excuse me. A Farewell to Kings and Xanadu. When I heard Xanadu, I'd never heard a song like that. I mean, excellent drumming, the bass line, the vocals, the guitar playing. I mean, that's just a masterpiece. Even if they just made this album, Farewell to Kings, and they had that one song, that's enough for me. But this album wouldn't have had these other great songs on it too as well, like Cinderella Man. What is this? I could never say that, folks. X1, which is book 1, and then book 2 appears on Hemispheres, which is another phenomenal record from beginning to end. I mean, Rush deserves all the props. Do I think they're prog or progressive? Yeah, I do. And do I think they're heavy? Yeah, I do. And at times they're rock and roll as well. And like I said before, they're on their own horizon. And I don't really think just yet folks have seen that horizon yet, but I encourage you to go out and check out some Rush. I don't want to tell you where to start, because you might start in the period where Rush was all about playing the synthesizers, where the synthesizer became the voice of the music, you know, like albums like Power Windows and Hold Your Fire and Grace Under Pressure. I love those records. I don't like to hear when people say, oh, well, when the synthesizers came in, I checked out. And you missed out still on some other great music that Rush made. Even if you didn't like it, they were still making great music, and they were still being innovative and working with people to help them to accomplish what they wanted to do on each record. So, in memory of Neil Peart, I miss him. I know the Rush community misses him too. Legendary rock drummer of all time. Take care, everybody. And before I go, I just wanted to say something. I want to thank each and every one of y'all out there who have subscribed to my channel. I just went over 300 subscribers, and I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you so much. I've been doing this for about 6 years, and I enjoy making videos, music videos, talking about music, passionate about the music that I really listen to. You know, my favorite genre is prog music, but I listen to all kinds of things. I'm a big fan of classical music. Don't see too many people talking about classical music, but there's some very innovative pieces of music and composers and conductors out there. It's huge. It's a big umbrella. But again, thank y'all so much. I was not expecting that, and I'm just very thankful. I have no other words to say, but thank you so much. Until my next video, take care, everyone out there. I hope you're having a great start to the new year. More to come on this channel.